What if I told you that you too can become wealthy without waiting for retirement in your 60s or 70s? Would you be skeptical? Would you rather make an attempt and commit to the idea of becoming wealthy quicker, knowing it's definitely possible though it's not easy, or would you rather wait and see? If you're eager to start making it happen ASAP, this video is for you. My name is Weronika and welcome to our new YouTube series where we review the greatest business books that teach us a wealth of knowledge and shape our viewpoints. The Investors Podcast Network is all about investing, where we study the greatest billionaires and seek the best strategies so you can grow financially and personally. The book The Millionaire Fastlane presents what can come across as a controversial approach towards personal finance, financial independence, and building wealth before retirement. Without sugarcoating anything, author DeMarco shares his philosophy on choosing the fast lane to getting to the point in life when you can exclude the word budget from your vocabulary and experience everything life has to offer. DeMarco breaks down what he believes you need to change in your mindset to switch thinking from a typical long-time oriented strategy of being an employee, saving and investing chunks of your disposable income and waiting for the magic of compounding to happen, to becoming hands-on with entrepreneurship and kicking off your own business right away. He's against normalcy, which in his opinion is the rat race. By the way, if you want to learn more firsthand from DeMarco, go ahead and click here to watch Millennial Investing episode hosted by Clay interviewing MJ on his book. Everyone is naturally predisposed toward a specific roadmap due to the environment, education, values, and beliefs you developed throughout your childhood and adult life. The true essence of each roadmap are the actions you take every day based on patterns and mindsets common to people living by similar roadmaps. You should be able to examine and identify which of the current financial roadmaps you're taking and what the alternatives you could choose are. The Sidewalk Poverty Roadmap. The Sidewalk mindset consists of the perception that wealth can happen overnight with one of these big hits we hear on the news. It is not something a person believes that can be completed with persistence and commitment. A sidewalker's mindset means when having a choice, you look for quick pleasure and you make decisions to feel good right away, regardless of consequences. MJ calls such attitude towards life a lifestyle servitude, a false promise of feel-good instant gratification. It is very common to live off debt, spend money you don't even have, or spend big chunks of your income on artificial goods which you can't even afford, just to show off a new car you're leasing, a new house purchased with a mortgage, or designer shoes you put on your credit card. The trap of the sidewalk is following the pattern of being normal as prescribed by societies. DeMarco claims that feeling held hostage to your debt, loan, budget, and clothes is not anywhere near genuine wealth. Because of our obligations to stuff, we strive for the latest and greatest things, reaching quick gratification regardless of consequences, and our imprisonment for buying what we cannot afford. Moreover, DeMarco notices the importance of our choices and that they can actually cause poverty. Often we tend to blame others or anything but ourselves because sometimes we feel more comfortable acting like a victim of inconvenient circumstances than to take the bull by the horns and break the vicious cycle. The Slowlane Mediocrity Roadmap. The Slowlane means you trade one of your most precious values for money: your time. MJ states society repeats its doctrine like the mantra that you should manage your life in a certain order, where at the end a slow laner becomes a lifelong employee and awaits the weekends to come to enjoy their life. So you go to college to get higher education, get a job, maybe even a satisfactory one, you pay off your debt and then avoid it at all costs. Then you remember, of course, to save as much as possible each month, and then invest 10 to 20% of your paycheck in the stock market. It sounds like a safe life that slowly leads its way towards compounding wealth. And it's correct. However, MJ points out that this is a perfect recipe to become rich slowly. Maybe if you're lucky, you will become rich when you retire. And his controversial observation is that even when you're educated, have a well-paid job, save and invest money, you can still easily fall in the trap of losing time. You may be stuck for years waiting for something to happen eventually, like someday I'm going to get a promotion, or I'm waiting to get a better job to be able to afford a vacation. These breakthrough moments may or may not ever happen. When you work for someone else's business, you can still be fired. The company can go bankrupt, or you can lose your job due to unexpected medical concerns. Unfortunately, regardless of how much you save or invest in index funds, if you depend primarily on your job and put tons of hours into becoming the best employee possible, you never have control over the business because you don't own it. You can lose work if the odds are not in your favor and the unexpected happens, which would mean losing many years of the time you invested in this. The Fastlane Wealth Roadmap. The Fastlane road is about taking the driver's seat and starting to act like an entrepreneur and business owner. DeMarco claims you can make decent or good money in both Sidewalk and Slowlane, but they will never provide financial freedom. Great or legendary money can be made when you run a business. DeMarco points out that the journey of creating wealth isn't easy because it takes persistence, commitment, and discipline. Being dedicated to doing what you love is good, but love to a service or a product does not fuel the fast lane and endangers love if the business turns out to fail. If your company doesn't make a profit and you feel it could have been a bad idea to become an entrepreneur, your love will fade away and become pure hate and disappointment. On the other hand, what is key when operating a business is passion. You need to be passionate for the purpose of your business and passionate for your personal growth. Having a purpose makes you put effort into learning each day, both by making mistakes and completing business milestones. It makes you appreciate the whole journey you experience when you step into the fast lane. Because your passion about it makes it more natural for you to become eager to improve, learn more, grow faster, and enjoy the journey that brings you exciting possibilities and challenges. In order to take Fastlane, first you need to ignite your passion for a good reason, like areas which bring the idea of shifting your mindset and making an impact on the quality of your life. It could be anything from wanting to be able to afford a mansion, or waking up without an alarm clock ever again, or paying off your mortgage. Any reason is solid to start a new personal and professional path. Passion for an end goal and a why drives Fastlane success. Now let me share with you mindset behavioral characteristics of each roadmap. Maybe you can try to recognize which one is currently the roadmap you pursue or the one you would like to get into. We'll take a look at the perception of money, debt, time, education, primary income, responsibility and control, and wealth equation. The perception of money. Easy come, easy go. Every dollar left from my monthly payments is either saved or invested. I will become a millionaire eventually. Money is accessible if I notice the right opportunities. Money is the value I create. Debt. Credit and loan allow me to buy things I want. Debt is a sign of weakness. It needs to be avoided regardless of interest rates. Debt allows me to grow my system. Time. I don't know what I'm going to be doing next week, so how can I make a plan for next year? The more hours I work, the more money I earn. I love trading my time for the value of dollars. There are just 24 hours in a day. My most valuable asset is my time. Education. I already graduated. Thank God I don't have to study anymore. Each course and each training brings me to potential promotion and a higher salary. Yay! The moment I stop learning is the moment I stop growing. Primary income. Whatever pays best, count me in. What do you mean? My income is my job. I earn thanks to my business and investments. Responsibility and control. Everything is against me, and I'm waiting for the odds to be in my favor someday. I have big dreams for the future, a family to feed, children to educate. Though, to complete that, I must rely on my employer, the government, and the stock market. I create my reality and I take ownership of my decisions, even when bad ones. Wealth equation. Wealth equals income plus debt. You spend both what you earn and the credit you take. Wealth equals job plus market investments. Your job is what you get paid for. You trade your most valuable asset, which is time, for money. You limit yourself and you can't scale time. Wealth equals net profit plus asset value. You create a system that works the way you earn profit from your business and you hold value in your assets. You create money trees independent from time. As we just established, the first step to changing your roadmap and life situation is to change your mindset. And as the author points out, the biggest asset in the world is your mindset. So, how to change your mindset and begin your entrepreneurial journey? You need to stop thinking like a consumer and start thinking like a producer. Create money trees. We just learned that our ultimate goal to get rich quicker should be starting a business and becoming an entrepreneur. We should create what MJ calls fruit-bearing money trees. A money tree is a business that does not require you trading your time for money to bring high earnings each hour throughout the year. 24 hours, 7 days a week, weekends and holidays, the money can roll in without you working proportionally harder. You could work smarter, not harder. You could own a business, but not any business. Often we quit our job and seek our opportunity in leaving the rat race behind by starting a business, but we choose the wrong one. MJ points out that doing what you love is not enough. Many businesses are fueled with the love of the product or service of the business owner, which is valuable. But the business itself should check some boxes to actually become a money-growing tree. MJ shares a tip that the easiest passive income is money itself. Instead of being a saver, become a lender, owner, a producer. And just like the middle-class slowlaners use compound interest to get wealthy, the rich fastlaners use it to create income, liquidity, and passive income sources. MJ relates this example to public figures and politicians as well, where the rich increase their existing wealth with leveraged business assets. It means their wealth comes from business interests, while liquid cash reserves are tied into fixed income securities like bonds, treasuries, and other highly liquid investments. You should ask yourself how you can get a business to operate independently of your time so it is not a job. And here's the biggest lesson that MJ suggests to follow: the law of affection and 5 commandments to wealth. If you want to become wealthy, you should be familiar with the law of affection, which states that the more lives you affect in scale or magnitude in an entity you control, the richer you will become. Which basically means affect millions and make millions. The more lives you have impact on, and the more lives benefit from your actions, the more problems you solve, and the more money you make. Net profit equals units sold, which is scale, times unit profit, which is magnitude. Let's take a look at examples provided by our friend MJ to prove that either you make a giant impact a few times or make a small impact millions of times to make your business successful. Example of scale. Joe Scale writes a book detailing a celebrity diet. He sells 800,000 copies, which is scale, and earns $7 per copy, which is magnitude. He earns $5.6 million. This means having an impact on scale, not magnitude. Example of magnitude. On the other hand, Joe Magnitude owns a company that develops commercial real estate. He makes 14 office complexes and splits the offices into condos. Each fully sold complex profits him $400,000, which is magnitude times 14, which is scale, equals the same amount of $5.6 million. To serve millions is to make millions, and when you think big, you earn big. If you combine both scale and magnitude, your business hits the jackpot. Now, how to implement this in your business? You need to know the top 5 key commandments called sense. The more boxes your business ticks, the more likely it is to become successful. The commandment of control. You need to be in total control of your financial plan and decisions. If you take the driver's seat and own up to whatever choice you make, you are the one learning from your mistakes or popping champagne when you celebrate success. What you don't want to do is to be a hitchhiker with no power, no control, and no say over your business vision and financial plan. The commandment of entry. When you want to open a new business, you should look for ideas with higher entry-level businesses because they tend to involve less competition and need for exceptionality. Low entry-level businesses create high competition and high traffic where it's more difficult to have a piece of the same pie. The commandment of need. MJ shares some numbers about the fact that 90% of new businesses fail within 5 years because they don't fulfill the need for the business to exist. The highest chances of you making money is when you do not think about the money itself, but focus on fulfilling people's needs. You could make them feel better, help them solve a problem, educate them, provide security, or make them look or feel better. The commandment of time. For you to actually start making loads of money for your business, you need to disconnect from your time. You should set the business up to wait until it operates exclusively of your time, regardless of you actually working, sleeping, or traveling. This is why you need to delegate work to specialists and seek automation of processes. The commandment of scale. It comes in handy to scale up. Though it can be difficult when you run a local beauty salon, it can work wonders when a business is introduced on the internet. If you make an online app, create content, or innovate a product, you have a greater potential to reach more customers. This book is a great guide for the ones who look for inspiration to seek alternative ways of navigating professional paths to reach outstanding results faster than when choosing a standard lane. If you feel that, as DeMarco calls it, life prescribed by societies, which is the slow lane to wealth, is not what you expect from yourself, this book makes a direct attempt to show you what you've been doing wrong and how to shift your mindset to make a significant change. And remember, the biggest asset in the world is your mindset. This is the Investors Podcast Network. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. And don't forget to ring the bell for notifications. If you want to see more videos like this, or share what reviews you'd like to see next, let me know in the comments. And don't forget to watch our next review about atomic habits. Do you want to become 1% better at anything you want each day? Or you want to become more productive and time efficient? Do you struggle to break your bad habits and create new good ones? If the answer is yes, this review was made for you.